Some men see things as they are and say why. I dream things that never were and say why
Good
not.
morning, I'm Carlisle Douglas with Peruse the News, a brief synopsis of a few articles featured in our local newspapers sponsored by Insta Coupons, Around the Town Deals, a service of CTView Multimedia. Insta Coupons Around the Town Deals, as the name suggests, is a process where we search for bargains throughout SVG and make them available to you, our listeners. Do you know of any deals? Do you have a product or service to sell with attractive and competitive prices? Call us at 491-9140 or email us at production.ctview.com. Let's start with the news. Placed on the bottom of the front page is a headline: Scandal Rocks Police Force. It's subheadlined, Female Cop Private Message Goes Viral. This story continues on page 3 of the news. On the back page of the news is a reported statement by Douglas DeVritis of Nice Radio, stating NDP has to change its game. For more on this story, please read the news. Also on the back page of the news, we see the headline, No Opposition Motion, again. This story continues on page 34 of this week's edition. For more on this story, please read the news. On page 4 of the news, we see a story headlined, Not in Politics to Eat a Food, Says King. This story shows a picture of ULP prospective candidate for West St. George, Curtis King. For more on this article, please read the news. On page 7 of the news is a letter opine Black Votes Matter. For more on this opinion piece, please read the news. Now let's go to the Searchlight. On the top right-hand corner of the front page is the headline, Governor Z gets approval for new court, Parliament building. This story continues on page 2. For more on this article, please read the Searchlight. On the bottom of the front page is the headline, Bound Watchman Chopped to Death. This story continues on page 30. For more on this headline, please read the Searchlight. On page 3 of the Searchlight, we see the headline, We will make sure no dead person votes. It reads, Hundreds of names of dead persons are on the voters list for the next general elections, and the new Democratic Party, NDP, is going to make sure no dead persons vote. This is the stance of NDP Senator Kay Baptiste, who made these comments while speaking at a West St. George virtual public meeting held on June 16th. For more on this story, please read the Searchlight. On the back page of the Searchlight, written in bold red letters, we see the headline, First Blood Drawn in Legal Battle. It reads, The legal team for businessman Leon Bigger Biggs Samuel has withstood an attempt by the state to have Samuel's claim asserting his rights over lands at Rebecca struck out on a technicality, even before it could be heard by the High Court. Another story mentioning Mr. Leon Samuel states, Businessman and landowner Leon Bigger Biggs Samuel has no fundamental opposition to farmers continuing to have the right of way across his land at Rebecca. This is according to counsel Jomo Thomas, who, along with the Elizabeth Law Chambers, provides legal representation to Samuel. The lawyer made this clear at a press conference held at his law chambers on Wednesday, June 24th. For more on Leon Bigger Biggs Samuel, please read the Searchlight. Or, keep listening to the CTView Saturday Show. On the front page of this week's Vincentian, we see on the bottom front page an red print, Apology to the Prime Minister. For more on this statement, please read the Vincentian. Mr. Leon Bigger Biggs Samuel is also seen on the front page of the Vincentian with the story headlined, Court rules in Bigger Biggs' favor. For more on this headline, please read the Vincentian. On page 2 of the Vincentian is another story based on what can be considered another phoenix rising from the ashes. It's headlined, Jaw Daddle Beats Them All. For more on this story, stay tuned and please read the Vincentian. Also in the Vincentian, businessman arrested and charged. It reads, Police say that they have arrested and charged Kendrick Thomas, 62-year-old businessman of Arnos Vale. Thomas was charged on June 22, 2020 with intimidation, damage to property and unlawful discharge of a firearm, acts committed on June 22, 2020. For more on this story, please read the Vincentian. This week's Vincentian editorial reads, Human being versus being human. This country is embroiled in a tit-for-tat mode that is characterized by the most obscene, demeaning expressions of what one person thinks about another. It seems we no longer accept that we are human beings, and that we must fulfill that place of pride. We are top of the animal kingdom by being human. And as we introduce the terms human being and being human, we have to recognize that, in almost any language, the order of words is very important. For more on this editorial, please read the Vincentian. We at CTView Multimedia and Nice Radio with this production of Peruse the News does not intend to malign anyone or institution living or dead, nor has had the opportunity to qualify these news items as facts. We do this simply to bring awareness to some items in this week's established print media. Thanks for listening, and don't forget this production was sponsored by Insta Coupons, Around Town Deals. We invite you to visit our social media handles on WhatsApp, 784-491-9140, Facebook, Carlisle CTView Douglas, and Instagram, Carlisle CTView. Once again, thank you, and don't forget to buy the newspapers and peruse the news.
It's CTView Multimedia Saturday Show on radio, 90.3, 96.7, 101.3, Nice Radio.